Hello everyone, this is Peter Online Computer Network Engineering tutorial. I'm here to teach you how to configure, a secure remote access using secure shell, what is called SSH. Okay, now let's say this switch, um, privilege that is user mode, switch user mode. Okay, this is user mode. You put enable, you hit enter to come to this switch is this switch to come to privilege mode, okay, where you put configure terminal or config T for short. You hit enter to come to global configuration mode. Remember, this is switch, global configuration mode, where you enter your host name, host name, okay. This is your global configuration mode. Host name is switch1, switch switch 1, okay. You hit enter, okay. Now is now switch 1, switch 1. You are now in global configuration, you are still in global configuration mode. This is how it looks like. This change to switch 1, okay, where you enter username. No, you enter IP domain name, domain name, IP domain name. Okay, you put Cisco. Okay, you hit enter. Okay, you hit enter. You come to here. You are still at global configuration mode, where you enter you know crypto crypto generate sorry crypto key generate RSA. You hit enter, and what you get is this IP domain name is you know switch one switch one you know switch one cisco.com. That is what, after issuing this, it's going to tell you that. Then what you need to do, you see, it will tell you, once you issue this command, you see this, and the next thing you will see is that the key will be generating something modulus, a kind of numbers from 360 to 2048. So something like this will be, let's say that message is here, and you get something like this by default. It will choose 512, that number by default. Just put either 2048 or you just put 1000, and let's say 1024 here. You hit enter, okay? These are the, what made SSH so, you know, powerful, to be more secured, okay? So you select this and hit enter, where you come here and, put username, username, learn, let's say learn. Then you put password, okay? Let's say CCNA. This password, I just choose this. This, for example, you can choose something more, secured than this. Okay, something that is longer than this. You can choose, especially the key, that is the password. Can choose something more than this. Okay, so you hit enter. Okay, now what you need to do, you create IP SSH version 2. This SSH, you have enabled version 2 of the SSH. The older one is version 1. Okay, you hit enter. So now that you have hit enter, sorry, let me take my duster. Now that you have hit enter, now define the, line VTY. Okay, define the line VTY here. Okay, now line VTY, that is virtual line, that is, remember you're in VTY, you're in the global configuration mode 0 to 15. Okay, you hit enter. Okay, you hit enter and you do this transport input SSH. Or if you want to be using both SSH and Telnet, you can say transport input Telnet, transport input Telnet SSH. That's the two. You can log in through SSH. You can log in through you. You can log in using SSH. You can log in using, Telnet. Okay. So or transport input all. But me, when I'm using SSH, I'm using SSH. SSH. I hit enter, and you put this, login local. You hit enter. Okay. So when remote access is a process of telnetting into your device. I mean, logging into your device from outside. When you are outside with this SSH, when you are outside or over the internet, when you are telnetting, remember that information between you, that's you, the SSH client or Telnet client. Let's say you are using Telnet to log in. You as a Telnet client, the information will be moving in a clear text. In a clear text. A bad guy, a hacker, can use a high-end software and capture your information as it's traveling, okay, on air. But with SSH encrypts your information as it's going. So even if this bad guy captures it, it will show in something that he or she, may not understand. Okay, so that is it. And you need to configure this switch for remote access. Configure with an IP address. Okay, configure it with an IP address. This is how to configure switch with an IP address. Let's say this is global configuration mode. You do this interface, or int for short, VLAN 1. VLAN is the management. VLAN 1 is the management VLAN. Is there by default. Okay, you hit enter. It will come to, VLAN interface. Okay, where you put IP address. IP address is 200 from here because you have configured it on router. Okay, 30.15. Let's say number 5th IP, 255.255.255.0. This is the subnet mask. You hit enter. Okay, now when you hit enter, what you need to do, you go back to, you do exit to come to, you put exit to come back to global configuration mode, to quit from VLAN mode, okay, where you enter IP default gateway. Default gateway is a process of assigning this switch with default gateway, of assigning it with the default gateway, which is this IP address of a router here. It's just like giving a computer default gateway address. Okay, this is the way to give switch its own default gateway. You hit enter so that when they are logging into the switch from the internet, this is the, it's going to use this to connect to as gateway to the internet through the router. Okay, that is it. So you hit enter. Okay, let's say you want to assign this switch IP address using DHCP. Maybe you have enabled DHCP in this router. You put when you put interface VLAN 1, you do this IP address, IP address, IP address DHCP. You hit enter. Okay, so this switch is going to acquire DHCP automatically from the router. Okay, now you go back to privilege mode by putting exit. Exit. Okay, this is your privilege mode. Privilege mode is switch. Privilege mode, switch 1. Okay, you put show IP SSH. You hit enter. Now the message you're going to get is SSH version 2 is enabled. Is enabled. Now IP address of IP address is 200.30.15.5 and default gateway. It will show you everything, the details about the switch. Okay, so that is how to configure a more secured remote access. Okay, so if you find this video interesting, this video I'm gonna do it and the practical part of it and put it on YouTube. Okay, so do not worry, I'm gonna configure it practically, not here using a simulating software. Okay, thank you, and I see you. If you like this video, if you like it, please do not hesitate to share, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Thank you.